the China in the past decade series of press conference, and we will answer your questions in brief view on the reform and development of state-owned assets and SOE in the new era. Today we have here with us the Vice Chairman of the State-Owned Assets Supervision and Administration Commission, or SASAC, and Secretary General and spokesperson of SASAC. Now I would like to give the floor to them. Ladies and gentlemen, friends from the press, nice to meet you all. I would like to take this opportunity on behalf of State-Owned Assets Supervision and Administration Commission. I would like to express my heartfelt thanks to the friends from the press and all sectors of society for your interest, support, and assistance to our work. As you know, the state-owned enterprises, or SOEs, serve as important material and political foundation for socialism with Chinese characteristics. They are important pillars and strength for the governance of the CPC. It is an important part of the governance system led by the party. Since the 18th National Congress of the CPC, the Party Central Committee, with Comrade Xi Jinping at its core, has attached great importance to the work of SOEs. General Secretary Xi Jinping delivered a series of important speeches, made important instructions, and launched a series of major deployments. In particular, in 2016, October, the party-building conference of SOEs was held. General Secretary Xi Jinping attended the meeting and made an important speech. He answered important questions such as whether SOEs are still necessary, whether it is important for SOEs to conduct party building, and how SOEs can promote party building. By answering these questions, he clarified how and why we need to give more strength to SOEs. General Secretary Xi Jinping statement on party building is an important chapter in the Xi Jinping thought on socialism with Chinese characteristics. It points the way forward for the work of state-owned assets and SOEs in the new era. Over the past 10 years, we have thoroughly studied and implemented General Secretary Xi Jinping's important expositions on the reform and development of SOE and party building, resolutely implemented the decisions and plans of the CPC Central Committee and the State Council, and promoted fundamental, transformative, and major changes in SOEs. In the past decade, system and mechanism of state-owned assets and SOEs has become more mature, SOEs has become more comprehensive, dynamic, and effective, and their structures have been greatly improved. Achievements in the reform and development of SOEs in the past 10 years have made important contributions to the historic achievements and changes of the party and the country in the new era. They are mainly as follows. First, the party's overall leadership of SOEs has been fundamentally strengthened, and high-quality party building has guided and helped the high-quality development of SOEs. We take the two upholds as our highest political principle and fundamental political rule. Guided by political development of the party, we continue to implement and study the Xi Jinping thought on socialism with Chinese characteristics. We continue to implement the spirit of the important speech by General Secretary Xi Jinping at the National State-Owned Enterprise Party Building Conference and promoted the 5 special projects to enhance party building in SOEs. By doing so, We have improved and strengthened party building and party leadership in SOEs, which provides a strong safeguard for the reform and development of enterprises. Second, concrete and remarkable results have been achieved in high-quality development of SOE and in building world-class SOEs. We fully, accurately, and comprehensively follow the new development philosophy, focus on the requirements for high-quality development, and become more high-quality development-oriented by introducing the indicators of the total and net profit and the four ratios. In the past, SOEs prioritized extensive growth and the scale and speed of growth. But nowadays, they value intensive growth with quality and efficiency. They now emphasize technological self-reliance and let technological innovation drive forward high-quality development. Now they have attached greater efforts to technological innovation and talent training. They use technological innovation to provide further impetus to high-quality development. We attach greater importance to industries and entities advancing strategic restructuring and integration. And also, we are developing emerging industries with strategic importance. We're attaching more importance to industries that are vital for our country's security and development. We have optimized the layout and structure of SOEs, providing more space for high-quality development. Third, major breakthroughs have been made in the reform of SOEs, and they have become more dynamic and efficient. We have thoroughly implemented the 1+N document system for SOE reform, implemented the 3-year action plan for SOE reform, and improved the modern enterprise system with Chinese characteristics, and made parties' leadership in corporate governance more institutionalized, specific, and law-based, and worked for a transparent, coordinated governance system with checks and balance. We have followed the direction of socialist market economic reform and completed the reform of SOE institutions, solved many long-standing and difficult problems, and deepened the reform of the 3 mechanisms in SOEs and other series of reform, which removed some obstacles in the institutional arrangements. The SOE reform in the new era has allowed enterprises to enjoy more innovative structures, mechanisms, and rules. And fourth, there is more mature supervision system for the state-owned assets, effectively safeguarding the safety and preventing the loss of state-owned assets. With our responsibility in mind, we have actively promoted the state-owned assets supervision system. We have introduced a series of measures to make sure that all parties can actively fulfill their responsibility. And we have unified relevant responsibilities and make our measures more law-based and institutionalized. We have strengthened supervision over state-owned assets and improved the overall layout. We will firmly safeguard the commonwealth of the entire people in China. Fifth, state-owned sector served as the strategic underpinning of our economy, and our work is led by the people, is led by the party, and is people-centered. With the overall interest of the party and the country in mind, we have supported major regional strategies such as Beijing-Tianjin-Hebei region, the Yangtze River Delta, and the Guangdong-Hong Kong-Macau region, and promoted the cooperation between SOEs and government at subnational levels. Since the 18th CPC National Congress, we have signed over 3,800 projects and participated in more than 900 projects in the Xiong'an area. We follow the people-centered approach contributed to the victory against poverty. We have put people front and center and contributed to the victory against poverty. We offered targeted help to 248 counties in China, and all of them have been lifted out of poverty. We are at the forefront when responding to challenges like the COVID-19 and other disasters. We have put people and their life front and center and firmly safeguarded people's life and assets. We have served as pillars and ballast stones in such critical moments. The achievements in the past 10 years are encouraging, and it has not been easy. These achievements are possible because we have the leadership of General Secretary Xi Jinping, who is the core of Party Central Committee and of the whole party. They are possible because of the guidance of Xi Jinping thought on socialism with Chinese characteristics for a new era. They are also possible because of the dedication of our team and also the strong support from all sectors of the society. Our friends from the media in particular. On the new journey, we will rally more closely around the CPC Central Committee with Comrade Xi Jinping at its core, and be guided by Xi Jinping thought on socialism with Chinese characteristics for a new era. We should acquire a deep understanding of the decisive significance of the two establishments, boost our four consciousness, and stay confident in the four areas. We should implement the decisions and plans of the Party Central Committee and the State Council, unswervingly make SOEs stronger and bigger, build world-class enterprises at a faster pace, and make new and greater contribution to the building of a modern socialist country in all respects, to the realization of the second centenary goal and the great rejuvenation of the Chinese nation. With concrete actions, we will welcome the success of the 20th National Congress of CPC. Next, Secretary General Peng Huagang and I will be happy to take your questions. Thank you. Thank you for your briefing. Now the floor is open for questions. Please report the media you're from before proposing question. Thank you. I'm with Xinhua News. Since the 18th National Congress of CPC, historical achievements has been made. What role has SOEs played in this process?
Thank you for your question. Since the 18th Party Congress under the leadership of the Party Central Committee with Comrade Xi Jinping at the core, the party and the state have made historic achievements and changes, and the SOEs have played an important role and made important contributions in this process. First, in promoting the high-quality development of China's economy, SOEs have played a pillar role. In terms of the scale of economic development, SOEs have enhanced China's economic strength. By the end of 2021, the total assets of central SOEs reached 200 59.3 trillion yuan, an increase of 2.6 times over the end of 2012, with an average annual growth rate of 15.4%. From 2012 to 2021, central SOEs achieved a cumulative added value of 111.4 trillion yuan, with an average annual growth rate of 9%, exceeding the average annual growth rate of GDP by 2.3 percentage points. In terms of the quality of economic development, SOEs have enhanced the quality of development. In recent years, we found that SOEs are mainly in the areas related to national security, economy, and people's well-being. Through continuous reform and innovation in recent years, the quality and efficiency of development have improved, which has promoted the high-quality development of enterprises in related industries. In communications and rail economies, they have built some pillar industries, and they have also undertaken 80% tasks in the excess capacity in the steel industry, and they have completed the tasks set out in the 13th five-year plan period. And the energy resumption has dropped by 33% compared with the number in 2012. So it has promoted the integration of China's economy into the world economy. SOEs have focused on high-quality development of the Belt and Road. At present, central SOEs have more than 8,000 overseas institutions and projects, with a total assets of nearly 8 trillion yuan. For example, the Freighter's port in Greece and also China-Laos Railway have been put in place, and they are now running smoothly. We have exported a number of products to drive the coordinated development of the upstream and upstream and downstream. And in ensuring the implementation of major strategies of the party and the state, SOEs have played a role as the main force in implementing China's major regional development. Strategies, SOEs focus on 7 major regional strategies, such as coordinated development of Beijing-Tianjin-Hebei region, Yangtze Economic Belt, Guangdong-Hong Kong-Macau Greater Bay Area, and the Yangtze River Delta, and also the development of the Yellow River Basin. And they promoted the central-local cooperation, and more than 3,000 projects have been signed since the 18th Party Congress. And they have participated in more than 900 projects in Xiong'an New Area. They have built the largest advanced nationwide network infrastructure, undertaken the construction of a number of infrastructure projects with large investments and thin returns, such as the Sichuan-Tibet, Tibet-China, and Ali Power Connection projects, and promoted a new round of rural power grid renovation. This has bolstered our efforts to build a network, digital, and internet strong nation. They have promoted the national grain and information security. And they have stick to the highest level of standard to do the projects and to provide the services. And they have contributed to the 100th anniversary of the founding of the party, the Winter Olympics, and a number of other major events. Third, in promoting high-level scientific and technological self-reliance and self-improvement, SOEs have played a role as the national team, and they have built more than 700 national R&D platforms over the past decade and 7 innovation consortia, and invested a total of 6.2 trillion in R&D, with an average annual growth rate of more than 10%. They had 1.07 million R&D personnel at the end of 2021, up 53% from the end of 2012, and had 241 academicians of the 2 academies, accounting for 1/7 of the total number of academicians nationwide. SOEs have carried out key core technology research and development, filling the gaps in many fields, such as integrated circuits, 5G communications, high-speed railways, large aircraft, engines, industrial mother machines, and other areas. A number of world-class major scientific and technological achievements have been made in recent years. Central enterprises have achieved a number of achievements in manned spaceflight, lunar exploration projects, deep-sea exploration, Beidou navigation system, 5G application, domestic aircraft carrier, and they have built the Deep Sea 1, the oil field, Hualong 1, and the high-temperature nuclear power plant, and a number of Hallmark major projects. This have greatly bolstered the confidence of the Chinese nation. In terms of satisfying the need of the people for a better life, they have played the role as a champion, and they have played role as a model. They have contributed 18.2 trillion yuan as taxes and contributed 1.3 trillion yuan of revenue, and they have transferred 1.2 trillion yuan to the state assets and to help relieve the difficulties facing by the poor, and they have reduced the electricity prices, gas prices, tariffs, road tariffs, and rents, and to reduce the pressure facing by SMEs, and they have worked to help with the battle against poverty. Since 2016, they have sent tens and millions of RMB to help poverty alleviation. And all the poverty alleviation regions have been lifted out of poverty. In face of the COVID-19 pandemic struck in 2019, they have built Huoshenshan and Leishenshan hospitals, and they have worked at all costs to transfer and allocate resources. And they've supported Jilin, Shanghai, and other places in their fight against the pandemic, and they have worked with real actions to serve the party and the people. Since the 18th Party Congress, SOE have made important contributions to the country. So we are more confident about further strengthening SOEs, and we are more confident in overcoming the challenges ahead, and we are sure that they will make further contributions. Thank you.
中间第二排。谢谢主持人。中央广播电视总台央视记者提问： 国企改革作为经济体制改革的重要组成部分，
Reform
党的18大以来，
SOEs is
从 1+N 系列文件的出台， 再到国企改革3年行动， 国企改革进入了一个全新的历史阶段。请问这10年国企改革取得了哪些标志性的成果和突破性的进展？
The reform has entered a new phase. So what are the hallmark achievements and breakthroughs? Thank you for your question.
国企改革呢，也是各方关注
The
的内容。
reform of SOEs
10年来的国企改革，
of great
特别
interest
是
of many
国企改革
sides.
3年行动的
The
深
reform
入实
of
施，
SOEs,
有力破解了
especially the
一批
implementation of the 3-year
体制
action
障碍，
of reform,
有效解决了一批
has broken down a number of
长期想解决
institutional barriers
而没有解
and
决的问
solved
题，
a number of
在
long-standing
许多重
problems
要领域和关键环节实现系统
systematic
性重塑、整
reshaping
体性
and
重构，
reconstruction
涌现
in
出一
many
批
important areas
活力
and key links.
竞相迸发
As a result, a
动力
number
更
of
加
new
充
modern
沛的
SOEs
现代小国
bursting
企
with vigor and
集中体
vitality
现
have
为
come into
3
being.
个明显
We
成
can
效。
see the progress in
第一，
mainly 3
形
aspects.
成更加
First,
成熟、
progress
更加
in
典型
building
的中
a
国特
more
色现代企业制
mature
度
and
和国资
established
监管
modern
体制
enterprise system
明显成效
with， Chinese
公
characteristics.
司制改制全面完成，
The completion
从法
of
律上、
corporate
制度
restructuring
上进一步
has
理清了
further
政府
clarified
与
the
企
legal
业的
and institutional
职责边界，
boundaries
企业
of
独立市场主体
responsibilities
地位
between
从
government
根本上
and
得
enterprises.
到确立
The。status of
党的领导
enterprises as an
与公司治
independent
理
market
有机
player
统一，
has been
国有企
fundamentally
业全面完成
established.
党建入章，绝大多数企
The
业制定了
party's
党委党
leadership
组
and
前置研究讨论
corporate governance have been
重大
integrated,
经营管理事项清单，
incorporating
基本实
party
现董事
building
会应见
into
进见
SOE
外部
chapters,
董事
and
占
they
多
have
数
drawn up
各治理
lists
主体
for matters
权责
that
法
needs
定
to be discussed in
权责透
advance
明
by party
协
groups,
调运转
and the
有效制
boards
衡
of
的
directors have been established with outside
正在形
directors
成
in the majority,
国资监管体
and
制
a
更趋成熟完善，
supervision system
把全面履
has
行国
improved,
有企业出资人职责、专司
unifying
国有资产监管职责、
the
负
three
责国有
roles
企业
of
党的建设职
capital
责
contributors,
3项职责，
supervisors, and party building,
管资本与管党建
thus
相结合，
forming a framework
履行
of
出资人
national
职责与履
state-owned
行
assets
国资监管
supervision
职责相结
with a
合，
combination
党内
of
监督与出资人监
capital
督
management and
相
party
结合，
building, capital
充分发挥
contributor duties and state-owned
专业化、
assets
体系化、
supervision
法治
duties,
化的
and
监
the
管优
party
势，
supervision
打造
and
业务监督、
capital
综合监督、
contributor
监督
supervision.
追责3位一体的出资人监督闭环，
And they
构建
have
形成
built
全国国资
close
监
loops
管
for
大格局，
contributor
切实做到
supervision.
全面履职，
In this way, they
高
have
效
earnestly implemented
第二，
their duties
推动国有
in an
经济
effective
布
and
局优
efficient
化
way.
和结构
Second,
调整
progress
取得
in
明
improving
显成
the
效。
layout and restructuring of the
国有经济的
state-owned
布局
economy.
应该主
The
要集中
layout
在
of the state-owned
战略安全、
economy
产
should
业盈利、
focus on
国计民
those
生、
areas related
公共服
to
务等
security, national economy, and
我们呢
people's
大力推进
livelihood.
重组整合，
We
先后有
have
26
boosted
组
the
47家
restructuring and
中央企业
reorganization
实施战略性重组
after the
和专业化整
restructuring
合
of
新组建
47 SOEs
接
in
收企业
26
9
groups
家，
and the
中央
joining
企业数
of
量从10
9
年
new
前
companies.
117
The number
家
of
调整至
central SOEs
7家，
has been
在涉及
adjusted from
我刚才说的几个
117 a decade
重点
ago
领域的营业
to
收入占比
97,
超过
and
70%。
70% are in areas related to the aforementioned important
非
areas.
主营业务和低
And
效
we have carried
无效
out
资产
in-depth slimming
全面完
campaign
成
to
僵尸企业处置
accelerate the
和
disposal of
克
non-main
困
business
企
and
业制，建立
inefficient
压
and
减
ineffective
长效机制，累
assets.
计减少法
We've
人
completed the disposal of
总
zombie
户数的
enterprises and the treatment of enterprises in special
管理
difficulties
层级
establish a long-term mechanism for the debt reduction and reduced 38.3% legal persons and compressed management to less than 5 levels, and complete the divestment of social functions of enterprises. And more than 20,000 public service institutions and 15 million households has been transferred. And we've taken care of more than 20 million retirees, resolving the long-standing problem of the lack of separation between government and enterprises. Third, progress in improving the vitality and efficiency of SOEs. The 3 institutional reforms broke the ice on a broader and deeper scale. The tenure and the contractual system of the management team have been introduced, and a market-based employment system has been adopted, such as open recruitment, competitive posting, last ranking adjustment, and incompetent exit. And the performance will be evaluated, and their income will be distributed accordingly. The reform of mixed ownership has boosted the conversion of operation mechanisms. Since 2013, the restructuring has brought in more than 2.5 trillion yuan of various types of social capital, and the number of central and local SOEs and the mixed ownership now accounts for more than 70% and 54% of the total respectively. And we will continue to improve the corporate system to enhance the performance and transform the system to bring out the vitality. All the 3 major progresses have being set out in the 3-year action, and they are the main outcomes of our SOEs reform. In this way, SOEs will play a bigger role and better serve the national strategy and national economy to help resolve the unbalanced and inadequate development. It is worth mentioning that in deepening reform, the party leadership in SOEs have been strengthened fundamentally, and SOEs have taken studying of the Xi Jinping thought and also his remarks as the main task, and they take party building as a major political responsibility, and the party group play an important role to fulfill their duties in combination of their corporate duties, and they follow a market-based recruitment system. The party system and the corporate system are unified. The political building and the cultural building are integrated. The party supervision and corporate supervision are integrated. The party building responsibility and the operation responsibility are integrated. In this way, SOEs are further aware of the importance of party leadership, and the party leadership has guided the sound and effective development of SOEs. Going forward, we will continue to follow the leadership of the party and to further promote SOE reform, to improve the mix of the energy, the economy, to bring out the vigor and vitality of the enterprises and build a competitive world-class enterprises, to bring out the role of SOEs as a major supporting force for national economy.
Thank you.
Bloomberg News. The mixed ownership reforms is an important focus in SOE reform. So what has been done since the 18th Party Congress? What are the results and what are the future plans?
Well, General Secretary Peng Huagang will take this question. Thank you for your question. Since the 18th National Congress of the CPC, the SASAC has resolutely implemented the decisions and plans of the Party Central Committee and the State Council in accordance with the overall requirements of improving governance, strengthening incentives, and highlighting the main business, improving efficiency. It has actively, prudently promoted related work and promoted the economic development of various ownership systems. They are mainly the following aspects. First, coordinate and chart a course for the mixed ownership reform. Party's overall leadership is upheld throughout the whole process of reform. We have been committed to the basic economic system and firmly grasped the right direction of mixed ownership reform. Based on the functions of enterprises, we have conducted studies on the necessity and feasibility of mixed ownership research and offered targeted measures. Also, we strengthened supervision on the whole process of reform. And second, we continued to improve the institutional system of mixed ownership reform. We have strengthened top-level design and introduced more than 20 institutional documents and policies, forming an institutional system covering all procedures of mixed ownership reform. We also worked with relevant departments to deal with issues such as land disposal, fiscal and taxation policies, asset pricing, improvement of operational norms, and other difficult issues. We have removed the roadblocks in reform and reduced the burden of reform. And third, we have actively expanded the market-oriented channels to attract capital. We have given full play to the role of the capital market in optimizing resource allocation, build a fair, impartial, and open market, conduct state-owned assets transactions and transfers in the mixed ownership reform process through the open capital market. Since 2013, more than 2.5 trillion yuan of various types of social capital have been channeled to the reorganization of SOEs. Since 2019, the SASAC, together with All China Federation of Industry and Commerce and other departments, have held promotion events for the mixed ownership reform of central SOEs and the coordinated development of central enterprises and private enterprises for 3 consecutive years. A total of 870 projects have been introduced, and the measures have been effectively advanced mixed ownership reform. And fourth, we focused on institutional and systematic reform. We pursue systematic thinking and coordinated advancement, give full play to the strength of integration of mixed ownership enterprises, and encourage them to be pace-setters in improving corporate governance and market-oriented operation. On strengthening party leadership, the majority of mixed ownership SOEs have established party organizations where conditions allow, and in terms of corporate governance, 70% of mixed ownership SOEs have directors sent by external investors, and listed SOEs continue to introduce strategic investors with a shareholding ratio of more than 5%, optimizing the shareholding structure and corporate governance. In terms of market-oriented operation, the mixed ownership reform SOEs have basically realized the full coverage of the tenure and contractual management system and have offered medium and long-term incentives. Many enterprises with a clear focused business, high efficiency and great vitality have appeared. Going forward, we will continue to follow the principle of 3 musts, the 3 shoulds, and 3 don'ts. provide targeted measures
一控则控，一参则参，不搞拉郎配，不搞全覆盖，不设时间
and we will not provide a specific timetable or strict measures. We will promote reform in a prudent and steady way. We will focus on key tasks such as promoting the transformation of the operating mechanism of SOEs and give more incentives to strategic investors and establish a sound, flexible, and efficient market-oriented operation mechanism.
下一个问题，左边第二排吧。
Next question.
谢谢主持人。总台央广记者提问：那从现场的材料来看呢，党的18大以来，国有企业经济效益和
Since
发
the
展质量
18th
都有了
National
明显提高。
Congress,
那请问，
the SOEs have enjoyed more high-quality development. So what's your assessment of the outcomes of the high-quality development of SOEs and what are the
您的
changes?
提问，
Thank you for your
高质量发
question.
展呢，
High quality
肯定是
development
衡量国有企业改革
is
发展成效
a
的
way
主要标志。
to measure the
国
effectiveness
有
of
企
the
业
SOE
是中国特
reform
色社会主义
SOE
经济的顶梁柱，
is a
在
pillar
推
in the
动高质
national
量发展
economy.
上地位重要，作用关
It
键。
plays a key role in promoting
党的18大以来，
high-quality development.
国资国企
Since the 18th
坚持
National Congress of the
完整
CPC,
准确
state-owned
全面
assets and
贯彻
SOE have
新发展理
accurately
念，
and comprehensively
坚定不
followed
移
the
走
new
高质
development
量
philosophy in
发
full
展道路，
and stick to the path of
取得的成
high-quality
效可以
development.
概括为
The results
4句话。
can be summed up as
一
follows.
是高质量发展的导
First,
向，
It has
鲜
been
明
made
树立。
clear that high-quality
我们充
development
分
is
发挥
encouraged.
经营
We have
业绩
given
考
full
核
play to the
指
role
挥
of
棒作用，
performance evaluation
构建起
and
以
built
两利四
an
率
indicator
为主的
system that
高质量发
includes
展
net
指标
profit
体
and
系。
total profit, asset
两利呢，
liability ratio,
就是利润
operating
总和，
profit
净利润。
ratio, labor productivity, and
就是
R&D
收入
investment
利润率。
intensity. So these are the
经营
specific
负债率。
meanings of the two
研发
profits and
投入
four
产出。
ratios.
全院劳动生产率，这4个指
This
标呢，
indicator
大家一
system,
听就非常
as you know,
了解、非常清楚，这就是一个高质量的导向，
is a clear guidance
引
for
导企业
high-quality
切实转变
development.
发展方式，
They can guide
从过去侧重
enterprises to
追
change their
求
development
规
methods.
模、速度，
Instead of focusing
转到
on the
聚焦
scale
提
and
升
speed
发
of
展质
growth,
量上来，
we encourage them to
努力实
improve
现
the quality of
高质量
development and
稳
strive
增
to achieve high quality and
2是
stable
高
growth.
质量发展的动能显
And
著
second, there is
增
strong
强。
momentum for high
我们把
quality
科技创新
development.
作为
We
头号
regard
任务，
scientific and
认真落
technological
实
innovation as
创
the
新
number
驱
one
动
task.
发展
Implement
战
the
略
innovation-driven
坚
development
持
strategy.
能给尽给
Follow
应
the
给尽给
principle of
实
giving
施
as much as we
年度
can
考核
and
加
as
分
much as we
研
should,
发费
and
用
implement
适
a
度率加
series
回
of supporting policies
资本金
such
注
as
入
annual
工资所得
assessment
单列
bonus,
等一
treat
揽子
R&D
支
expenses
持
as
政策
profits, providing
推行
capital, and
军
other
令
measures.
状接榜
With
挂帅
mechanisms
赛马
such
等
as
机制
encouraging the
推
most
动企业
capable to undertake
加大
projects,
创
we
新力
have
度
encouraged enterprises
创
to
新
step up innovation,
创造
unlock
潜能
potentials,
取得一
and
大
they
批
have
自主
achieved
创新
many
成果
innovation
企业发展
outcomes,
的动力
offering
更
stronger
强
impetus for the
后
growth
劲
of
更
SOEs.
3是高质量发展的
Third,
基础
there is
更
a
加
stronger
坚实。
foundation for
我们以
high-quality
深化供给
development.
侧结构性
With
改革
deepening supply
为
side
主线，
structural reform as
着
the
力攻克
mainstay,
制
we
约
have
企
focused
业
on
高质量发
overcoming
展
the
的
weaknesses
短
that
板
restrict
弱
the
项，
high-quality
以
development
前所
of
未有的力度
SOEs,
深入推进
promoted the
战略体
strategic
系
reorganizing
和专业化
and
整合，
professional
加
integration
快处
with
置
unprecedented
非
measure
主业
and sped up
非
the
优势业务
disposal of
和低
businesses
效
that are
无效
not
资产
in the main industry,
全面完
that
成
don't have
僵
strength
尸
and are
克
inefficient
困
or
企业
invalid.
处
We have completed the disposal of zombie or destitute enterprises, basically taken away social functions from enterprises and solved the problems left over from history, which improve the work of enterprises. These efforts help SOEs focus their main responsibility and main business, develop the real economy, and has cemented the foundation for high-quality development. Fourth, we have unleashed the vitality of high-quality development. We have promoted development through reform, advanced market-oriented reform, striven to build a lean and efficient organizational structure, fully implemented the tenure and contractual management systems, and actively explored the professional manager system. We have advanced the reform of labor, human resources, and distribution systems. We have advanced operating mechanism transformation in enterprises with mixed ownerships, implemented special reform projects such as the Double 100 Actions, regional comprehensive reform experiments, and science and technology reform demonstration actions. Through these reforms, SOEs enjoy greater vitality, efficiency, and better systems. Many SOEs have been reborn from the ashes and are growing at a faster rate. High-quality development of SOEs have achieved positive outcome. It is shown in the substantial progress we have made in building world-class enterprises. The development of modern economy shows that a country is strong when that country's enterprises are strong. To build a modern socialist country in all respects, we must have world-class enterprises as the underpinning. This is also the strategic task of SOEs in the new era. The number of SOEs in the world's top 500 has increased from 65 in 2012 to 96 in 2021. And a number of enterprises with higher competitiveness have become pace-setters in fields like ships, steel, energy, construction, water transportation, and equipment manufacturing. In general, great results have been seen in SOEs by following the new development philosophy and promoting high-quality development. We are more determined to build world-class enterprises at a faster pace. Thank you.
谢谢主持人。北京日报记者提问。
I'm with Beijing Daily. In 2016, General Secretary Xi Jinping stated at the SOE Party Building Conference that we must uphold the party leadership. What progress has been made in upholding party leadership and party building, and what role has it played in the reform and development of SOE? Thank you for your question.
这个问题呢，是一个根本性的一个问题。
This is a fundamental question.
坚持党的领导，加强党
Upholding party leadership and strengthening party building is the root and the soul of SOEs.
独特优势。
It is the unique advantage of SOEs. Since the National Party Building Conference was held, SOEs and central SOEs have continued to thoroughly implement the spirit of General Secretary Xi Jinping's important speech. We have carried out 5 special projects, 1 project a year, namely the projects to promote implementation, improve quality, enhance grassroots party building, consolidate and deepen party building, and expand innovation in party building. We focused on meeting the requirement of exercising full and strict party self-governance, proceed from solving problems, and have increased the awareness and responsibility of SOEs to advance party self-governance. We have effectively addressed weak party leadership, lack of party building, and slackened party self-governance. The reform and development have achieved great results. SOEs now enjoy new development prospects, and the staff have more uplifting spirits. First, SOEs are more committed to the two upholds. With the political development of the party as the fundamental work, we have acquired a deep understanding of the significance of the two establishments. Uphold the first agenda item rule, established a working mechanism for supervision and implementation, and set up mechanisms for communication, learning, research, and deployment, implementation, follow-up, supervision, and feedback. The closed-loop measures ensure that central SOEs will implement the decisions made by the Party Central Committee and General Secretary Xi Jinping. Second, the party has stronger overall leadership over SOE. We have fully implemented the two stick-tos, sped up the building of a modern enterprise system with Chinese characteristics, strengthened the party's leadership in improving corporate governance, and fully act on various arrangements so as to ensure that party's leadership is supported by regulations, clearly defined procedures, and concrete implementations. We have upheld the principle of administration of cadres by the CPC and have built a team of high-quality professional staff who are loyal, clean, and responsible. Third, the grassroots support of party building is further consolidated. We have been committed to strengthening SOE grassroots party organizations, make plans for, deploy, implement, and assess both party building and business performance, and actively promoted the standardization of grassroots party building. Since the 18th National Congress, more than 40,000 party organizations have been set up in central SOEs, and 1.148 million members have joined the CPC. The grassroots party organizations have been set up where conditions allow, and their political functions and organizational capabilities have been enhanced. Fourth, the responsibility of party self-governance and supervision has been strengthened. We have implemented the three systems, namely the Central Enterprise Party Committee, reporting annual party building work to the SASAC Party Committee, and the Party Committee Secretaries reporting work to the SASAC Party Committee, and Grassroots Party Organization Secretaries deliver briefings on party building. Through these implementations, we have improved party building assessment and evaluation system, and ensure the party building responsibility of enterprises is assumed at each level. Fifth, we have improved corporate political environment. We have enhanced efforts to improve party conduct and uphold integrity and combat corruption, corrected the 4 malpractices, and strictly addressed violations of the 8-point decision, and effectively increased the anti-corruption efforts in SOEs. We have advanced the building of a good political environment where officials dare not, cannot, and will not become corrupt. Party leadership and building in SOEs have been fundamentally strengthened, providing a strong guarantee for the reform and development of SOEs. We will continue to thoroughly study and implement the spirit of the Party Building Conference of SOE and continue to strengthen party building. With high-quality party building, we will be able to guide high-quality development of SOEs. Thank you. A new round of technological innovation has led to great changes. This poses both opportunities and challenges to us. And what work has SOEs done in this respect? Thank you.
Thank you for your question. Since the 18th Party Congress, in line with the decisions by the Party Central Committee, SASAC has grasped the trend of the new round of technological and industrial revolution and take reform and innovation as the driving force. Focus on strategic security, industrial leadership, national livelihood, and public services. We've done a lot to promote the transformation of traditional industries. In this area, we first improve the supply for technological transformation, expand investment in equipment renewal, increase technological reform, improve process technology, product quality, and safety level, upgrade traditional industries to technological advanced and high-end ones. Second, we've improved the efficiency through digital and intelligent empowerment. We've put in place high-level industrial internet platforms. Nearly 40 enterprises have set up artificial intelligence technology R&D institutions. And third, we've promoted green transformation. We've promoted the energy-saving and carbon-reducing transformation of enterprises in the steel, non-ferrous, building materials, and the petrochemical industries. Carried out pilot green power trading and participated in the construction of carbon emission reduction market mechanisms and built a zero-emission demonstration line for glass production. At the same time, we continue to increase the layout of emerging industries. First, the growth of investment in emerging industries is fast, utilizing the role of SOEs, structural adjustment funds. We continue to increase investment in emerging industries from less than 700 billion yuan in 2017 to more than 1.3 trillion yuan in 2021, with an average annual growth rate of more than 20%. Second, the construction of collaborative development platforms is fast, including construction of new energy vehicles, Beidou navigation system, e-commerce, blockchain, and a number of digital innovation platforms, the creation of logistics, big data, offshore equipment, and other collaborative innovation platforms, the creation of Tianyi Cloud, etc. Third, the layout of new infrastructure is fast. Nearly 70 SOEs and more than 700 sub-SOEs have expanded to new infrastructure with a total investment of more than 10 trillion yuan planned for more than 1,300 projects. As you mentioned, the revolution is both challenge and opportunity for the SOEs. We're sure that they will seize the opportunity and build new driving forces to provide strong support for building a modern industrial system. Thank you.
这边第三排。
中新社记者提问：共同富裕是社会主义本质要求。
Common prosperity is the intrinsic requirement of socialism. The Party Central Committee proposed to realize the common prosperity for all by the end of this century. So what does SOEs do in this regard?
谢谢你的提问。
Thank you for your question. State-owned assets belong to all the people. The sustained and stable growth of SOEs and the guarantee of state assets are the foundation of common prosperity. Since the 18th Party Congress, SOEs have implemented the instruction of General Secretary Xi Jinping, followed through on the decisions and plans of the Party Central Committee and the State Council, fulfilled their economic, political, and social responsibilities, and better promoted common prosperity. First, liberating and developing the productive forces, and increasing the common wealth for all. By the end of 2021, the total assets of central enterprises stood at 75.6 trillion yuan, an increase of 141.1% over the end of 2012, crossing the 40 trillion, 50 trillion, 60 trillion, and 70 trillion mark consecutively. From 2012 to 2021, the total profits of SOEs reached 15.7 trillion yuan, an average annual growth of 8%. The development of SOEs have made important contributions to the national economy and to making the pie bigger. Second, participating in income distribution reform. In initial distribution, the distribution according to labor is the mainstay, with coexistence of various distribution methods, improve market-based incentives and restraint mechanism, respect the work of employees, and improve their income. In redistribution, taxes will be paid in accordance with law. During the 13th five-year plan period, state-owned enterprises have paid a total of 17.6 trillion yuan in taxes and fees, accounting for a quarter of the country's tax revenue. And 76 SOEs have transferred 1.2 trillion yuan of state-owned assets to supplement the National Social Security Fund. In third distribution, SOEs participated in social welfare, did their best to help the poor, and took the initiative to do donations, fulfilled their social responsibilities. And third, SOEs worked to serve and protect people's livelihoods, followed the national macro management, and done a good job in stabilizing the supply and price of coal, electricity, oil and gas, and other important materials, and invested in a number of infrastructure projects such as Ali Power Connection projects, which has helped improve the people's living standard. In particular, they have helped with the battle against poverty. Since 2016, SASAC and SOEs have sent a total of 37,000 people to work for poverty alleviation, invested hundreds of billions of yuan in helping the key counties to be lifted out of poverty. Fourth, continued to improve the layout of the state-owned economy to help resolve unbalanced and inadequate development. In terms of industrial layout, the focus is on basic public welfare and strategic industries. More than 70% of their operating income is related to national security and people's livelihood. And we are strengthening the industrial chain collaboration and supply chain synergy with enterprises of all types of ownership, and implement the regional development strategies to close the gaps between the East and the West, between the North and the South, and to provide strong support for narrowing the regional and urban-rural gaps. The path toward modernization with Chinese characteristics is an important mission for SOEs to realize. For that purpose, we will spare no effort to meet the need of the people for a better life and to address the unbalanced and inadequate development, so that the development of SOEs will benefit all people, and they will play a bigger role in realizing common development. First, we will continue to make the pie bigger and be the creator for common prosperity. And second, we will pay attention to the income distribution. And third, we will resolutely safeguard the pie to defend the security of state-owned assets. Thank you.
还有2位记者，前排的这位先来。
谢谢主持人，我是长江日报的驻京记者。就是国有资产呢是
State-owned assets belong to all the people and are the shared value, shared treasure of all the people. So would have SASAC done to safeguard all
谢
the
谢你的提问，
assets?
这也是各方关注的一个问
Thank
题。
you for your question, and this is the
加
topic
强国有资产监管，
that is interested
守
by
护
all
好、发展
sides.
好全体人民的共同财富，是党中央、国务院赋予国有资
This is the
产监管
mission
机构的使命责任。
rendered by the State
国务院国
Council
资委深
and
入学习
the
贯彻习近平
Party
总书记
Committee,
关于国有资产监管的
and
重要
we
指
have
示，
studied and implemented the
持续
instructions
健
of
全完善国
of
资监
General
管体
Secretary
制，
Xi Jinping
不
in
断
this
增
area,
强国资监管效
and
能，
continue to
有效维
enhance
护
the
国有资产
efficiency of
安全
supervision
和国
in
有
this
资本
area
权
to
益，
safeguard the
切
safety
实
of
防止
the state-owned
国资流
assets,
失。
to
一是建立健全
prevent
三
the
统一
loss
三
of
结合的
the
国资监管，
state-owned assets. And first,
牢牢
we've
把握国
built
资委
a
职责定
system
位，深入推
for
进国资
state
监管
asset
机构
supervision.
职能转变，
We've
动态完善
promoted the transformation of the
监管
functions
权力
and dynamically
和责任清
improved the
单，
list of supervisory
全
powers
面
and
履行出
responsibilities,
资人职责，
unify the
专
duties
司国资
of
产监管
capital
职责和负
contributors,
责，党的建设的职责
supervisors,
统一起来，
and party
有效
building,
推动管资本与管党
and
建
effectively building a management
履行
system
出
that
资人
combines
职责与履
capital
行国资
management
监管职
and
责
party
相
building.
结合，党内监督与出资人
Capital
监督相结合
contributors，
让国
and
资监管
Supervisors
长牙带变。二
and
是
party
发挥
supervision and
专业
capital
化、体系化、
supervision
法治
to
化、
give teeth
三
to
化
the
监
supervision
管
of
优势，
state-owned assets.
加
Second,
强专业化
we've
监管，探索创新有
given
别
full
于行
play
业
to
主管部门
professional,
和社会
systematic,
公
and
共管
law-based
理部门的
supervision.
监管方式，
First, we will
完善
strengthen professional
规划投
supervision,
资、
explore new
考
ways
核
of
分配等
supervision
监管
that
工
are
作，
different from
强
those
化
of
产权管
industry
理、
authorities,
财务监管等
and
基础
improve
管理，强
basic
化体系
management,
化监管，
such
把本
as
增
financial
长、
supervision
抓改革、
and
强
property
创
rights
新、
management.
促发展、防风险等多重监
We
管
will
目标统筹起来，
Integrate multiple
实现
supervision
全方位、全
objectives
过
such
程
as
监管，
stabilizing
加强
growth,
法治化
promoting
监管，
reform,
健
strengthening
全国资监
innovation,
管、
advancing
法规制
development,
度体
and
系
preventing
和工作体
risks,
系，
and
深
realize
化
whole
法治央
process
企建设，
supervision.
在
We will
法治轨
strengthen
道上
law-based
提高
supervision
国
to
资
improve
监
the
管
legal
能力。
system and work system
三是
of
推动
SOEs to
形成
improve
国
the
资监
capacity
管大
for
格局，
supervision on the
持
basis
续
of
深
rule of
化
law.
政企
Third,
分
we
开、
will promote the
政资分
formation
开，
of a major
加快
framework of
推动
supervision
经营性国
to
有资
deepen
产
the
集中统一
separation
监管，
of government
建
and
成
enterprises,
全国国资
accelerate
国
the
企
unified
在
supervision
线
of
监
operating
管系统，
state-owned assets,
加强对
complete
下级政
the
府
national
国资
online
监管
supervision
工作的
system,
指导
and
监
strengthen
督，
guidance for
进一步
lower-level
提升
departments,
国资监
and
管
further enhance
整体效
the
率。
overall effectiveness
实践
of
证明，目
supervision.
前的
Practice
国资
has
监管
shown
体
that
制
the current
是具有
system
中
of
国特色，
supervision is an
符合
important
市场经济
institutional
规律
arrangement
和企
with
业
Chinese
发展规律，
characteristics in
有利
line
于维
with
护国有资
the
产安全和
law
防止国有
of
资产流
economic
失的重要
development.
制度安排，必须始终坚持，
So we will follow
不断
through on
完
it
善。
and
谢谢。
continue to improve it. Thank you.
还有最后一位记者举手，这边。
感谢主持人。中红网记者提问：重组是国企改革的重要手
Reorganization
段。
is an
党的
important
18大
means
以
of
来这项
SOE
工作整
reform.
体成效如
How
何？
has the overall
在
what
企
is the
业
overall
改革
effect
整
of
整
this
体进
work
程
since the
中发挥了
19th
怎样的
National
作用？
Congress?
下一
What
步
role has
是
it
否
played in
将
the overall
继续加大
process of
中
SOE
央企业
reform?
重组整合的
What will
力
the
度，
next
加快
step
国企
be?
改革的进
Will
程？
you
谢谢。
intensify the measures
谢谢你的提
to
问。
speed up SOE
刚才
reform?
呢也介绍了，党的18大以来呢，按照党中央、国务院的决策
Since the
部署，
18th
我们呢一
National
共
Congress of the CPC,
完成了
according to the
26
deployment
47
of
家
Party Central
中央
Committee
企业
and
的
State
重组，
Council, we
并
have
且呢
promoted
根
and
据
completed the
国家战
reorganization
略
of
和行业发展
47
的需
central
要，
SOEs in
新组建
26
国家
groups
管网集团，
and established
新网
9
等
central
9家
SOEs,
中央
including the Pipe China and China Satellite Network Communication Group, according to the national strategy and demand of the industry. In the 12th month last year, we have major reorganization measures in all the months apart from February. And through a series of reorganizations and integrations, the main responsibilities of central SOEs have become more prominent, the efficiency of resource allocation has been improved, and their core competitiveness has been enhanced. Now they play a greater role in serving national strategy, achieve innovation-driven development, promote unimpeded industrial circulation, and improve people's livelihoods. First, effectively serve as major national strategies, central enterprises play greater roles as pillars and ballast-stones. By integrating the resources of central enterprises and local SOEs, we have established the China Rare Earth Group, effectively enhancing the control over and international influence of rare earth resources. We have established China Electrical Equipment Group, greatly enhancing China's capacity in integrating power transmission and distribution equipment manufacturing industry and offering comprehensive solutions. The establishment of China Logistics Group will accelerate the construction of China's modern logistics system and better safeguard safety and stability of industrial and supply chain. The second is to effectively improve the efficiency of resource allocation and further optimize the layout and structure of the state-owned economy. The Bao Steel and Wuhan Iron and Steel companies were reorganized to form China Baowu, which led to a rapid increase of industrial capacity utilization rate and corporate operating efficiency, and help resolve the excess capacity of more than 15 million tons of steel. We have integrated assets in the oil and gas pipeline industry to form Pipe China Group, which effectively reduced repeated investment in construction and improved efficiency. We have sped up the reorganization of CSR and CNR to form CRRC Group and increased investment in R&D, which made China railway equipment manufacturing industry more competitive. Third, we have improved the quality of development and enhanced the international competitiveness of companies. Sinochem was established after reorganization, and its total asset and operating income both exceeded 1 trillion yuan, becoming the world's largest comprehensive chemical enterprise. China State Shipbuilding Corporation was set up after reorganization in 2021. The three major indicators of the shipbuilding industry, namely the number of ships built, the number of new orders, and the number of orders in process, account for more than 20% of the global total, ranking first in the world. After the establishment of China COSCO Shipping, China's container capacity has jumped to the third place in the world. And China also ranked first in the world in terms of comprehensive fleet, bulk cargo transportation, oil and gas transportation, special general cargo transportation, terminal operation, and crew management. Going forward, we will take deepening supply-side structural reform as the mainstay, aim at building world-class enterprises with global competitiveness, and promote the reorganization and integration of central SOEs for new results and breakthroughs. First, on the overall direction, more emphasis will be placed on the overall planning and advancement in key areas. And second, on the approach we take, more emphasis will be given to market-oriented and law-based development. And third, on the implementation, we will pay more attention to the synergy in reorganization and integration, so as to ensure that 1 + 1 is greater than 2. And here, I would like to appreciate your support for our work, and we welcome you to conduct in-depth interviews of our work. Thank you. So today's press conference concludes. I would like to thank the two speakers and thank you for your participation.
Welcome back. Today's briefing is part of a series of government updates on China's development since 2012. It comes ahead of the country's 20th National Congress of the Communist Party of China, which convenes later this year. And today's press conference is focused on a 3-year reform of state-owned enterprises, which started in 2012, aiming to boost the competitiveness and enhance the innovation and efficiency in the state-owned enterprises. And authorities were outlining progress achieved in this endeavor. And for more on this topic, I'll be joined by Mr. Weng Jieming. He is the General Manager of the Research and Development Department at Capital Security. Welcome to World Today. And well, China's economy is now the second largest economy in the world. What role do the state-owned enterprises play in the Chinese economy?
Well, Chinese SOE have been playing leading roles in both society and the economy. So they have been so far controlled about the total asset of 120 trillion yuan. 49 trillion yuan from them belongs to the basic industries such as transportation, basic energy, and basic material industries. So they are crucial, fundamental to the economy and also to the national security. And also they are also the business leaders in the finance. So we all know quite well about the Chinese industrial, Chinese construction, and Chinese agricultural banks, etc. So one foundation, one irreplaceable foundation of the Chinese SOE is the social responsibility. So especially during time of crisis, so we know we can rely on them for price stability and supply maintenance and stabilities. So that's very important for the country and for the people. And also development about SOE is also concerning safeguarding and increasing the well-being of the total Chinese people. So in the future, back to you.
Yeah, Mr. Wang, with today's press conference, the authorities have been talking to various aspects of the China's state-owned enterprises, including the innovation, the reforms, anti-corruption campaigns, and etc. What are some of your major takeaways from today's press conference?
So I think this conference has sent us very informative signals. So it is discussing about these SOE reforms, but in the same time, it also is discussing about the future direction of the reform of the whole Chinese economy. It's about the also reform of the both on political and economic arenas. So at the very beginning of the Chinese reform, so the SOE reform has been the major part of it. So due to the nature of Chinese public ownership, so Chinese SOE have to be stronger and healthier to undertake its social and economical missions. So far, we still have a lot to do. So especially the problem of the efficiency, like you have mentioned, like other counterparts in other major economies. So Chinese SOEs always have been struggling to enhance its efficiencies. So far, we have about 36% of Chinese SOE which are losing money right now. So the issue is quite urgent. Back to you.
Yeah. Let's focus more on the latest reform plan, which is starting in 2020. Why is it necessary to push forward this reform of state-owned enterprises at this point of time?
But besides the efficiency I have mentioned before, so I think the other problem is the potential the Chinese SOEs. So far, the SOE controlled about 7.2% of the total national assets, but it is only creating about 4% of the total employment. So at least we could expect another 3 percentage points of increased employment, which is quite important for the recovery of the economy hit by the pandemic during the past several years. Back to you.
Yeah, and at today's press conference, the official mentioned that, well, currently the China's state-owned enterprises own over 8,000 projects overseas, and they also mentioned about the international cooperation, and China's vows to continues to expand its opening up. So how would this efforts affecting the development of the SOEs in China?
So opening up policy is quite crucial to SOEs. So the Chinese companies always could learn from others in other economies in the process of its market-oriented reforms. It could learn from new concepts, new technology. Also, it could expect some healthy competition from outside, which is good for its future development and growth. And also, the policy would open up the new business opportunities. For instance, we could expand our market and business opportunities thanks to the Belt and Road Initiative. We could consolidate and expand our position along the global supply chain. So it is very crucial, the opening up policy for the SOE in the future. Back to you.
Well, exactly, Mr. Wang. And China has entered the final stage of completing a 3-year action plan to reform the local state-owned enterprises. What are the challenges ahead?
Well, the first challenge is the imbalanced regional development. About 2/3 of the total assets concentrates on the coastal areas. So and only 1/3 on the rest of the country. So it is not a good situation for these SOEs in these areas. So they have to change the environment. They have to make it work for them. And secondly, I think is more importantly, the debt burden of the local government. A lot of local SOEs are issuing bond or other debt vehicles, but not only for them, but also for their local governments. So far, these outstanding bond amount reach about 13.6 trillion yuan, which is about 10% of the total outstanding debts in China. So how to deal with this problem will be a serious challenge for the future development. Back to you.
Well, that's still a huge challenge. Thanks so much for your analysis. That's Mr. Weng Jieming, the General Manager of the Research and Development Department at Capital Security. Appreciate it. Now we turn to Hong Kong as Asia's leading financial hub.